Yeah, good day, everyone. Happy New Year to you all. You're welcome back to Tutu Forest tutorial. Today, I'll be teaching you guys how to identify the trend of the market, which is very, very important as a forex trader. Identifying the trend of the market is an important thing, is something very important you need to know as a trader. Get it? When you open your chart, you want to trade, you open your chart, the first thing you need to check is the direction of the market. You need to know whether the market is going to the downside or is going to the upside or is moving in a sideways direction. So today I'll be teaching you people how to identify this the trend of the market, which is very, very simple. It's not difficult, it's very simple. Identifying the trend of the market with the help of the trend line 2. This is trend line 2 here. I'm on trading view from 500 4 hours time frame. You get it? So we use that trend line to connect and know the direction of the trend of that particular trade. You get it? So there are rules guiding using this trend line too. You get it? So the first rule is you will need to identify, you need to identify the first point, second point, minimum of 2 points, and maximum, it can the minimum point that is required for you to be able to draw a valid trend line is just 2 points. That's just a minimum point. Two. You get it? That is two. Then maximum it can be 4, 3, or whatsoever. But the minimum, point, swing point, you need to connect your trend line to with your present price in the market is just 2 points. And did that, and that's what I've done here. This is the first point. This is the second point. Now this trend line facing to the downside now has identified that price is in a downtrend. Yes, price right here, boom, 500 4 hours time frame. Price is in a downtrend. You get it right now. Price is in a downtrend. This is just very, very simple. Okay, let me just remove the trend line and draw the trend line again so that you see how I did it. Click on the trend line to locate the first point, which is this place. Click on it, then drag. You can see it right there. So this trend line has it acts as a guide. It has guided you and lets you know that this particular trend is to the downside. You can see it. It's to the downside. So when you are changing your time frame, from 4 hours to 1 hour, if I change this time frame, this is a 4 hour time frame. If I change it to 1 hour time frame, I might not see this trend line again. You get it? I might not see this because it will be big, because we have what we call major trend line and minor trend line. Minor trend lines are trend lines that are being drawn on the lower time frames. You get it? While the major trend lines are trend lines that are drawn on the higher time frames. You get it? So right here, you can see it. This is a major trend line. This is a major trend line here that is directing us and letting us know that price, the overall trend of the market is to the downside. Meanwhile, in the 1 hour time frame, you can also draw a trend line right here. You can also draw a trend line to guide it, to guide you, to guide your trading. Trend line acts as a guide. You can see trend line acts as a guide. As I always say, trend line acts as a guide. You get it? So right here, the overall trend of the market here is what? Price is moving to the downside. Are you getting it? So this is a clear example of how to identify whether price is moving to the upside or price is moving to the downside. You get it? This is just a clear and simple example I've illustrated here right now. 500 price is in a downtrend. It's very, very simple to draw. It's very, very simple to identify. It's not difficult. And we'll move to the next, you know, uptrend. The same procedures, the same way, the same, everything is the same. When price is, is in an uptrend, you get it. So what you always need to do is for you to draw a trend line, you need to connect two or more points. One, two, three. Get it? So right here, price broke this trend line, retested, and you know, changed direction. You get it? So what am I trying to say in essence is when you have connected, when you see price, okay, let's take for instance, you met price in this place, and you've already seen this first point here. It's just for you to take your trend line to connect this first point to this other point, whereby we'll be anticipating for the third touch. The third touch will be an entry point. I will teach you that later, but this tutorial is trend identification, whereby this place will be an entry point. You see, you get the whole of this, as your profit. You get it. Trend identification is very, very simple to identify a trend, and it's very, very important to identify your trend in in whatsoever you are trading, be it currency pairs, boom and crash, or anything you are just trading. Just identify the trend of the market. That's why most tutors, for forex tutors will tell you trade with the trend. The trend should be your friend. You get it. The overall trend of this market right here before it broke this trend line was uptrend. Uptrend. You get it. Then broke the trend line, retested, and changed direction. You get it. Most times when price breaks your trend line, if price is to the upside and it breaks your trend line, that means it might, I'm not saying it will, it might change direction. 70% assurance that price will change direction. You get it? So that is that. So right now, without wasting much of your time, I'll be showing you the example on I'll be showing you an example on the third, you know, trend of the market, which is the sideways market. This is the sideways market, no direction, just moving in a sideways, pattern. It hits your resistance, it can come to our support, just moving in a sideways direction, you get it. It's not advisable to trade this market. It's not advisable to trade. What you trade in a sideways market is when price has broken, okay, let me just use this here as a clear example. You can see price hit our resistance, hit our support, hit our resistance, hit our support, hit our resistance. You get it? So price could not come back and hit our support. But in a more sense, what we actually wait for in a sideways market is for us to see a either breakout, retest, then continue to the upside, or break out, retest, then continue to the downside, whereby you take your trade at this point. You understand? I know a lot of people will be getting confused. They don't know what is support and they don't know what is resistance. Resistance acts as your ceiling. It acts as a ceiling, resisting price to go beyond that point. Are you getting it? The top part here is your resistance. You can see when price came, it hits this point, The price rallied to the downside, came back again, hit this same point, and went to the downside. Price is resisting, it's refusing to, to move further. So we call this 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 point here a resistance point. You get the price is resisting, it's refusing to break out of this point. Are you getting it? So support act as a floor. This is support. Don't get yourself confused. Support, don't mind my writing, and this is resistance. Please, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to do right here. You get it? This is resistance and this is support. Support act as a floor. You get it? When price hits, you see price hits this place, it rally to the upside, came, but it didn't touch here, sure. It didn't touch here. Went back, you know, came back to this point to come and test this point, refuses to, to break out of this structure. You can see that. So this place is act as a support level, is support. And I will in another tutorial I will explain very well how to trade support and resistance. You know, I trade support and resistance. Support and resistance I trade majorly in price action strategy. Support and resistance is the most reliable, you know, pattern to trade. You get it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. Just watch for the rest, tutorial, because this year I'll be dropping all tutorials every week. This is for trend identification. The next will be for support and resistance. The next will be how to use your Fibonacci tool, just going in that order, how to make entries. This is just strictly price action strategy. This is price action strategy. You get it? So study and